Hey everybody, Ali Midawi here, and I got a special guest with me in the studio. We got Mr. Whitaker, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and we are here after spending a few hours together on a whole lot. And Trav, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Glad to be
so
here.
we spent like 2 hours maybe together,
Yeah, about
and in the last 2 hours we were working a little bit on a whole lot, right? We talked crypto, we talked coaching, we talked monetizing, we talked financial technology, we talked just a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
What was your biggest aha moment or takeaway from everything that we've worked on? We even filmed a little bit for the virtual reality show.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I think the portion that stood out to me the most was monetizing. You know, learning a craft and being able to teach it,
Right.
and use it as a service for yourself to go ahead and turn it into a business or, a way to help other people learn the same craft.
Yeah. And for those of you who are here for the very first time, drop a number 1 because I want to make sure I talk to you afterwards and make sure that I give you a complimentary coaching evaluation or session. If I haven't, your product, your company, your service, whatever it is that you do, I just want to give you 30 minutes of my time and you can ask any questions. If you are a regular, let me know if I haven't hooked you up just yet. And, before we move forward on today's topic, Travis and I have been actually working together for, 5 going on 6 years?
Yep.
On and off, we've tried different companies, different paths at time, and in your opinion, other than just the personal friendship, relationship, right? In your opinion, what made us stick it out? Where even if sometimes like you go to a project on your own, I go to another project, but we always come right back. And it's never like an awkward, dull moment. It's always like, hey, what are you working on? Let me look at it. What do you think keeps that connection on the business space?
I think not taking the no personal. I think that most people expect someone to join business with them because of the relationship.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't always happen that way. So I think the fact that, I told you what I was doing, you've told me what you was doing at different times, and it didn't match what we both wanted to do at that time. So we moved on.
Yeah.
Always kept a cool relationship. Obviously, it's never going anywhere. A great friendship. And like I said, just a matter of not taking it personal and getting upset, and then because you can easily take it personal and be like, I'm not messing with them at all. If it's not business, forget it. And it never was like that.
And the interesting thing is that, there's many people that are out there who actually take a no the wrong way and get offended. And it could cost you your business. And I know I have made that mistake in the past before where I literally took it the wrong way, that I said, oh, if you're not going to work with me or help me out, well, clearly you don't care. I guess we're not real friends, right? And it really hurt. Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It just sparked something that I wanted to tell this story. But it's a perfect platform to tell it. But go ahead.
Please, no,
Okay,
I want to hear it.
So, I would say probably a good maybe 3 to 4 years ago. I'm thinking that maybe that far back, maybe a little bit further back. It was a friend of mine's friend who we used to go to their house and hang out a little bit and watch basketball, football, even sometimes play video games. Being as I mentioned video games, it had to be close to about probably 8-9 years ago, because I haven't played a video game in so long. So we used to go to his house, and it wasn't just one time, 2 times, it was multiple times. And sometimes that I went over there, I actually would pitch my business to him. And this is around the time where I was a rookie. I was
full disclaimer.
Yeah. I was a rookie. So I was excited, and then sometimes I would even be on a conference call while I'm at his house because I was so dedicated to the business. 30 minutes out of the time when we were hanging out, I would take to put towards my business and then go back to hanging out. And then sometimes they would ask the question, well, what was that? What would you want? Okay, conference call. And then I would go in and start explaining everything to him, trying to sell him on what I was selling, and it turned him off. So one time I ended up just following up with him because I think I sent him a video, and then he texted me back and said, yo, don't ever text me my phone back ever again. You're not my boy. You were never my boy. Don't ever I was like, whoa. And it really was like it was a wake up call for me because I realized like that maybe I was doing too much.
Yeah.
But I felt like he could have handled it a little bit differently. But he didn't. So I was like, wow. So I went back. We were going back and forth for a little bit. Long story short, we said we'll never talk again. And then recently, a friend of mine invited me to his house again. And it's funny because I've seen that gentleman, that same guy that was texting me, throughout the years. And we saw each other. We didn't speak, and we kept it that way. It was okay. So my friend said, hey, do you want to go over such and such house? What he say? He said, you can come through as long as you don't talk about business.
Interesting.
So I said, no, tell him, no, I said, no, I'm good, thanks though. And then he tried to like kind of convince me, like, nah, if you're uncomfortable with going, it's okay, but we just want to hang out and have a good time. I said, do not ever invite me to his house ever again. Any event that he's out, do not invite me, because not only do I take my business personal, but I respect his house enough to not put myself in a position where I may get tempted to talk about business. And I don't want to make that mistake, and I want to respect his house, and I want him to respect me and what I represent. So I declined. I said, no, don't ever invite me anything that he has to do with, because of the way that he handled me before. So I feel like if you do things better, the right way, from the beginning, you won't end up in those type of situations. But there's also, on the other end, there's a way to also talk to people as well. So,
yeah. And it's funny, how many of you have that one prospect that will say, yeah, you can hit me up as long as you're not pitching me a business, or not talking to me about an op, and it could be something that you said wrong, or it could be their mindset, right? So, recently, and I quote, I have never had so much fun building a business as I am right now, right? Like, did I quote you right?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
good. So we've reconnected recently, for the last 4 weeks, and we're building something on our own that we're really, really excited about. Like, it's like we say, it's time to own. Let's not rep anymore, right? And we're literally proud of what we're putting together. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of behind the scene education, work, and creation, and let's talk a little bit about
give me a
that.
pound. I'm like,
we can pound. Yeah, we can pound. But let's talk about what makes it the most fun you have ever had. Because I'm sure there's people out there who are thinking, man, I wish my business growing was fun, and it's not like cringing every time I talk to people. So what made it fun for you?
Man.
Beside me.
I was gonna say, first off, looking at you, can't lie, not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to make it about you because it's not about you. But
it isn't.
But me and him specifically have I feel like a special magic when we work together. We just have some type of closeness, and just we know how to handle each other when we're handling business. And he knows how to guide me. I know how to bounce off of that and learn from him, and he can learn from me. So. Besides that, I feel like the simplicity. I mean, and I believe we always have taught simplicity, or at least tried to. And I believe maybe even other companies try to, teach simplicity. But the fact that it actually is that simple, and the fact that I haven't had to go out my home to actually physically meet with someone, and I haven't yet, and I've still had enrollments, and people are joining the team, I feel like that is what makes it the most fun.
So you would say the fact that we took out the pressure out of it.
Took the pressure out of it.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think made the individual see value versus the past? Like in that process itself?
I believe that they realized that how simple it was as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, and what Travis is referring to is this process that instead of me chasing after people and having to set up a meeting and bringing you to a hotel meeting and going through all these different processes, we found a way to cultivate a business 100% on Facebook Messenger, and to just do it virtually. And we don't really are home. Like if I'm not in his place, he's in mine. Mm-hmm. And it's really that much fun when you remove the pressure of let's pay $10 at the door, when you remove the pressure of let's drive around and spend gas money, let's spend lunch money, and all that kind of stuff. And we're excited because we've partnered up with some incredible individuals, but anyhow, all plugs aside, tonight, actually, speaking of plugs, I'm doing a complimentary generic Brandon webinar at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put the link in the actual comment. This is not about a company, a product, a service. It's generic branding. And if you know anything about what I do and expanded my network and my company in 14 countries, I think you can learn a thing or two. Again, this is absolutely generic. It does not push a product, service, or a company. And I think you can learn a thing or two from it. So give me some hearts and some love if you're going to be on, and I'll make sure that I drop the actual comments with the link on registration. And for those of you who may be in Europe, because it's 7 p.m. at nighttime here where I am, that's midnight. If you're not up, just for registering, it will send you the replay immediately after, and you can watch it when you wake up. So just make sure you still register in order to have the opportunity to get that as well. I see the love, I see the hearts. Also, immediately after at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing yet again another interview with industry leader and company owner and consultant and trainer who trained over 1 million distributors in network marketing, direct sales, and business overall. And tonight, we're going to be dissecting every single compensation plan of network marketing companies and what's wrong with them. So you may want to jump on the live that we're going to have tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And when I say we're going to talk about binary, unilevel, we're going to talk about percentages, we're going to talk about breakaway, we're going to talk about coding, we're going to talk about why aren't people getting the success of what that compensation plan stands for? Is it really a compensation plan, or is it a complicated plan? So all that will be dissected tonight at 8:30, because the more educated you are, the quicker you are going to be to figure out how to maximize your compensation plan. And that's going to be tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook profile. But on top of that, like I said, make sure you are logging in into the link that I will connect for you all to be able to be on that webinar. Polly, hey from the UK, much love to you. So Polly, for example, you can be on live with us tonight at midnight if you are still up, or you can just register. It is absolutely complimentary. It is not about a product, company, or service. It's branding 101, how to create a brand. What does it mean to have a brand? What is it to do to create a budget for your plan? What are the ins and outs? What is the language to create a culture and all these different things? And, Travis, you and I have been working for a little while, and you literally have seen the evolution of Ali Medawi, a representative who walked in one day in a room and where we met, to a brand and a book and everything else. What would you say the biggest impact and change or shift that you have seen for those who may be watching from the day we met until the evolution of everything that we've created?
Oh man, the biggest, wow.
And take your time, because this is why I promise you I'll pay lunch if you hit this one. I'm joking. No, seriously though, what do you think the biggest shift that you have noticed in the last 6 years since I started this whole business trail that I've had?
Instead of representing a company.
Yeah, from a branded perspective.
But I'm explaining.
Oh, okay.
Instead of representing just a company and selling a service or a product, you have created your own brand, you created your own company, and had those under an umbrella under your company, which is under your brand. I think that's the biggest difference, and that's what has diversified your income even more, because it opened up that much more to you.
And that's probably one of my biggest takeaway myself from my philosophy in doing things. And it's not because I have anything against a company or a product or an industry or profession. It's just, and I know we've been in companies within 2 or 2.5 years that one sold, the other one had compliance issues, another one just screwed us up big time, and you get to a point where like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Go to another company and not have any control? So, as I like to say, I'm not representing anymore. I own, right? And that's kind of where our mindset is at. So tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be 100% giving you all of what we have done over the years to develop a brand. And make sure you include your team. Make sure you include your partners. Again, this is generic information. There's no conflict whatsoever. If you are in business, this is for you. And also, as I've mentioned, at 8:30, we're going to dissect every comp plan. So you may want to jump on and see if your compensation plan is going to be talked about. So much love to all of you. Any final thoughts?
Just hop on tonight, and I think the final thought would be educate and don't sell. And I think that's one of the main keys that I didn't mention when people see the difference in. We educate. Then they can make an educated business decision versus feeling like pressure to buy. No, we educate. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. And we can guide you to something else if that is what you're looking for.
And there you have it. Another time, another way with Medawi Enterprise live from our studio. And again, we have so many things that are going on. If you have not had your complimentary session or your complimentary evaluation, make sure you go to workwithali.com/schedule and grab a 30-minute complimentary session. Workwithali.com has everything that you need to know, from our podcast, from our blog, from our video training, our courses, and everything else. We are shooting the Enterprise. It is a virtual reality show that's going to be airing one new episode per month. We've been pondering about it. We talked about it for a year and a half. I've been advised not to do it, and then I was told you should do it, and then I kind of held back. It is time to just go all out. Tonight, 7 p.m. with our webinar, and also 8:30 with our Facebook Live. And every Tuesday and Thursday, I will be focusing all of our education from our Facebook Lives, everything that we post on financial education. And the reason for it, over the years, I've learned if you don't have a financial foundation for yourself, for the God forbid, in case something goes wrong, you're so screwed, right? So I learned a whole lot about how to create a budget for our business, how to have and maintain sustainability in our business, how to have a financial technology software that creates a budget for ourselves, how to educate the family to make sure, because if the family struggles, they come to me and say, can you help, right? So how to educate on that stuff. So every Tuesday and Thursday, specifically, we're going to be focusing on that. So if you have any questions on financial education, make sure you send them to us, and we can turn them into coaching sessions and give you a shout out. And obviously, we're launching 2 new programs, which is your strategic partner 90-day blitz, and that's to educate and coach within 90 days, 12 weeks. Every Sunday we do a unique, or every Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day that works best for you, a unique coaching platform just for you and for your team, 100% exclusively for you. And then we educate for 90 days. And we're also introducing the partner, the strategic shark. That is gonna be a whole new so that's something else. It's not gonna be introduced until January of 2018, but the strategic shark is something you're gonna be I guarantee you most are gonna want to be part of. And I just can't wait until I unveil all this. And at the same time, we are excited to have partnered up with some major companies to create a merger and build a home for ourselves as social influencers, as educators, and just create something global and incredible. So there's a whole lot that's going on with Medawi Enterprise and our associates, our partners, and so many different individuals. So I'm really excited, happy, and grateful for you. Make sure you share this video. I mean, don't you think you should share this video? This was a lot of love, a lot of positivity, and just for sharing it, I say, man, that's my favorite person. That's the person that I got to reach out to, connect with, and send messages to, and send content to. So I look forward to seeing you share this, and I love you all. Take care, everybody. See ya.
Peace.